I got my Nintendo Labo VR kit on Friday. This isn't surprising if you saw my video explaining my infatuation with 3D displays in gaming. After I put together the goggles, I knew I had to experiment. I've already posted a collection of 3D images on my blog for view with the 3DS. I thought it would be neat to make a quick video reformatting them for Labo VR. If you have Labo VR, boot up the YouTube app on the Switch and insert it into the goggles. Everything after this point in the video is intended for view through the Labo VR goggles. If you have another device for viewing VR, like a Google Cardboard viewer, it might work, but this video has been optimized specifically for Labo VR on the Switch. Also, these are only 3D images and video. At time of publication, the Switch YouTube app doesn't have support for motion tracking, limiting the types of 3D content currently viewable with this method. Most obviously, the Labo VR viewer is reminiscent of the Virtual Boy. They even included a Virtual Boy Easter egg in the software. For those who never got to experience that system, let's take a look at some 3D screenshots. These screenshots are in their original resolution, but the Labo lenses add some pixel distortion. These shots appear much more clean on the 3D screen of the 3DS. I won't torture you with all red images, let's see how much better they look in grayscale. That's enough stills for a moment, let's look at some video. This is what you would see when you boot up the pack-in title Mario Tennis. All of the Virtual Boy gameplay was provided by World of Longplays. Here is the rare and expensive Jack Brothers. And this is one of my favorites, Mario Clash. Again, let's eliminate that red. Here's Red Alarm. The Virtual Boy wasn't powerful enough for shaded polygons, so they built this game with wireframes only. Here's a little bit of Galactic Pinball. And finally, generally considered the best game on the system, Wario Land. Those look pretty good, much better than the original Red, but if you thought Red was bad, I imagine it could have been worse. While playing with screenshots, I wanted to see what a mythical color Virtual Boy could have looked like. Colorizing a screenshot like this was a meticulous process. I recolored the original on a pixel-by-pixel basis in many occasions, twice, once for each eye's view, but the end result was worth it. There are examples of 3D video games before the Virtual Boy. The Sega Master System had a set of 3D glasses, and its games were in full color. Here's a look at some of those screenshots. These glasses were released in 1987. I'm really impressed by them and wish I had them, especially at the time. It had to be difficult to come up with 3D gaming concepts while still being restricted to sprites. Modern VR developers have so many more advantages. Even so, 8 games were released. These screenshots are not my original work. They are from Frank Eivind's blog. I've linked there in the description. The Master System 3D glasses used active shutters synced with the screen to serve each eye an image with a slightly different perspective. Creating these 3D images required capturing 2 consecutive frames from gameplay and displaying them side by side. Since each screenshot is from a slightly different moment in time, some 3D stills made this way have issues that aren't perceptible in motion. Other gaming systems that use active shutter glasses are the Vectrex, the Famicom, and some games on the PS3 and Xbox 360 when paired with a 3D television. Moving on from the Master System, Hyperzone for the Super Nintendo had a hidden active shutter mode that went unused. I learned of this from Jeremy Parish's Super NES works on YouTube. Here is a still I made from his video to show what it could have looked like. Metal Gear Acid 2 for the PSP came with its own 3D viewer called the Solid Eye. A couple of lenses and a cardboard shell, it's very similar to Google Cardboard and Labo VR. You could play the game in 3D, but they also included a bevy of 3D videos to view. A large number of them are cheesecake videos. They also had cutscenes and trailers from Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4. You could even trade pictures captured in Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence to the PSP over USB and view them in 3D here. Here's a few more oddities to round out this video. I took a few Magic Eye style stereograms and converted them to see and hear. For those who could never get them to work, here's what all the fuss is about. Here are a couple that were featured in issue 56 of Nintendo Power magazine. The Tool album, 10,000 Days, was originally released on CD with a set of stereoscopic lenses and some images and art to view through them. I scanned one and converted it. And lastly, I started my previous video with a look at the Viewmaster, so I thought I would end with that here. The lighting and color ended up more uneven than I had hoped. Maybe one day I'll have a chance to properly scan these slides. Thank you for those who stuck it out until the end. If you have any questions or comments, please remember to leave them below. Making this video took over my weekend, but I have other projects in various states of production, so stay tuned. I'm leaving an end card off of this video, but I'll leave you with the finale of Wario Land presented in the original Red exactly as I saw it all those years ago.